it over to Mandy at this point. Um, Mandy's topic is going to be a bit heavier, so if you want to step away, we're going to go from Mandy into a break, which will just be for a couple of minutes to also, if anyone stays through the presentation, give everyone a breath. With that in mind, I think if you come back around like 7:55-ish, we'll be all back together again. I'll pass it over to Mandy now.
Yeah, thank you for the introduction. And this is a topic that I've really been wanting to discuss. I was recommended to talk about it 2 years ago because I do work on the digital age and sexual violence of autistic adolescents. I've spoken on several times. So they said you should go further and what in disabled women and human trafficking. And so I'm going to go over some, data and a little bit about, awareness about it. And I want to start with saying that for my research, there was two ways of reports of data. There is total reported cases per state, and then there's per capita incident rates, and they have widely different results. And I was also inspired for this topic because I was always told that Tampa Bay in Florida was one of the highest pop spots for human trafficking in the whole country. And I was like, wow, this is my home. And through my data, I have found that Florida is the only state that appears in the top five of the top five state populations, commercial sex ads, total reported cases of human trafficking, and their per capita incident rates. And the like per capita means per person per 100,000 residents. Our highest state right now is roughly Nevada with 58 per 100,000 individuals. And this is, numbers of human trafficking, not disabled women, but it's important. And it stays the same for all top four states for the total reported. And I found that really interesting that I think it's more a systemic problem and it's not just one big bad. It's the top four states with population. They're the ones who are producing the most commercial sex ads, and then they have the most cases. So it makes sense logistically. And reported cases are absolutely, not the full reality, and especially for, disabled women. And for girls with severe physical disabilities, my research source said that it's 5.83 times higher odds of, minor sex trafficking, and girls with low cognitive ability, 4.86 times higher. And disability-related dependence can be exploited through housing, care, money, medication, or transportation. And recruiting can happen in places meant to provide support, including group homes, mental health facilities, shelters, and online spaces. And isolation creates control for opportunity, and dependence can be used as leverage. And they, like, I had a friend that I think, you know, represents like what someone that would be a potential victim would look like. And like, I want to do anything possible to help spread that awareness to make sure people don't ever get into situations where they could potentially be taken advantage of. And a little bit about like trafficking, a lot can look like connection. It mostly starts not with violence, and it starts with attention. And most for disabled women in particular, all most of the human trafficking is starting from online conversations and going into reality. And that's why it correlates directly with the digital age stuff and like Roblox and people getting like used in those type of situations, and bringing awareness to those platforms and accountability. And it's why, and prevention must includes connection. And we have to have serious conversations with people, like um like a disabled woman that is in her early 20s, that is going to be sexually frustrated, and she needs someone to be able to talk about that too, that's just trusted, versus finding an unsafe source, because the curiosity needs to be talked about. And and attention can feel like safety before it comes control. And that's my main point about it. And I wanted to keep it simpler. I know I could go a lot more in details, but um yeah, that's a little bit it then. Thank you.